morning,
Good morning.
afternoon, good evening. Hi, this is Altero welcoming you to our world famous success stories, international and global TV show. We are doing this every week for years now, right, Maria?
Yes, this is actually the third year, I believe. Second year, third year that we're doing the show.
We're moving so fast. We're broadcasting from our offices because we're rebuilding our TV studio to be a top TV studio for people to come from all over the world and be on our shows. So Maria's in charge of the TV studio because she has great taste. I'm Altero, and this is
Success Story Show. Welcome to Friday. Happy Friday. Zoom is going to be happy hour. In some other places, it's already happy hour. Like
I don't know about like
hour.
South Africa, maybe it's happy hour already, right? Your sound's not working.
I want to talk about Kim, and the best person to talk about this is the expert in this industry, Betsy Miller. Welcome, Betsy.
Hello, hello. Good morning. The sound is a little
Good
delayed.
morning, Betsy. How are you doing this beautiful?
I'm happy to be here. I'm good. How are you?
So tell us your tips for the days, Betsy.
Today is Friday. Let's see how we can fight acne today. So I'm going to tell you guys about two products that we have with Rodan & Fields. I'm an independent consultant with Rodan & Fields. So everything I share with you today is my experience and my opinion only. It doesn't reflect the company at all. So first, I'm going to talk to you about teen acne. Teen acne can be so just devastating to a confident. We have what is called Spotless. It's a step program or routine, really. It's got a cleansing wash that's going to exfoliate and wipe away the oil and reduce the shine. And then we have our step 2, which is the acne clearing treatment, which this is going to reduce breakouts from day 1. So your teens will be so happy. They can combine with our Unblemish mask, which is a sulfur-based mask that you wear on your face. You put it on, rub it in, it turns a really cool color of, and then you leave it on for about 10 minutes and then rinse off. I'm sorry? Oh. And then for our adults, we have Unblemished. Sorry. For adults, we have Unblemished, which is a wash, a treatment, a toner, and I don't have any hands, a moisturizer. This is sulfur-based, so it's going to reach acne where it starts, and it's going to stop it right in its tracks. Those are that's Spotless. And you can see the difference, right? You imagine how that must feel. It's painful. It's not, she's a beautiful girl.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's Spotless. And then I think you have an Unblemished. This is also Spotless too for the kids. Teen boys get their back from being in the gym or playing sports and stuff like that. So it's very good for teens. This is Unblemished. You can see that it definitely takes care of any unwanted blemishes or ingrown hairs or anything like that that can cause redness or acne bumps. Same thing there. That's Unblemished mixed with our Soothe regimen, which will calm your skin and keep it happy. And that's my tip of the day. You can reach me at betsy.miller.rf@gmail.com. And my website is scrolling on the bottom.
I love it. All these products are, like you said at the beginning, it's not about makeup, it's a skin. And when you see those pictures, your importance of really taking care of your skin. In some cases, it's because you want to, have a nice skin, but in some other cases, it's because you really need, those acne. I'm sure that is not nice. I never had that actually with our teenager, so I was lucky to me that I didn't have it. But I saw friends having, the acne, and that's horrible. And like you said, it's painful. So I think that these products can help a lot. And you know what else, Betsy? I think these acne, products for the acne is not just for teenagers, because I saw people that is having acne in the adult, stage. Don't you think?
Yes, and that's where Unblemished comes in. That's our adult acne line. So it does have some anti-aging properties in it, but it also fights adult acne because, our hormones are different as we get older. So that it needs to be treated differently. And you can hide everything with makeup, but you still, in order for your makeup to look flawless, you need a good base. You need a good foundation. And that's what these products can give you, is a good foundation.
Very good. Great job, Betsy.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
See you
Betsy.
next week.
See you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Okay, see you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Okay, Miss Maria, would you like to introduce our guest?
Absolutely. I want to talk about our guest before we bring her to the stage. She is from South Africa. She lives in South Africa. She's the director at Legacy EB and founder of Azzuri Capital Coaching. She has over 20 years experience in building solid financial plans and making sure their clients attain final financial freedom. In this business, in any business, you really need to know about how to manage your finances. You need to know how to build your fortune. And I believe, and I'm sure that the guest that we have today is the expert in this industry that can give us tips and advice on how to achieve this goal. So let's welcome our international guest, Naseera Turkey. Good morning, afternoon there.
Good afternoon and good morning on the other side. Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to this journey with you guys.
Beautiful. What we want to do is for people to know you on a personal basis, because before we do business with people, we want to know who the people are, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's all about relationships today. So you have a wonderful personality, you have a great smile. So you're already easy to like and trust. Now you have to tell us what it is you do to make people more successful than they are.
I think, so firstly, just give you a little background about me. And I think that's what this business is all about, is getting to know the person that's sitting in front of you. And like most people, we are human beings. We want to believe in the person that's actually going to be looking after our money. And I think for me, the most important thing would be is transparency and building good relationships. And I think once you get that sound foundation in any relationship, then that's where, as a person, you actually can help that person to build a portfolio. So, from my personal experience and my own story, and I think this is the reason why I love platforms like this, is that we as human beings all want to be successful and we all want to plan for our future, but we also need someone to hold our hand. And I had to walk through my own pain, my own sorrow, my own journey to actually understand what financial independence is all about. And I think that for me is vitally important in any person's aspect of their lives. So whether you are a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a small business, an entrepreneur, whether you're coming from a corporate or a big, corporate company, whether you're running your own practice, at the end of the day, each and every one of us are looking for some sort of financial freedom. We're looking to plan for our future. We're not living in the best of economical times. And Betsy and I just had a little brief chat about how, from a global perspective, I'm sitting all the way in South Africa and you guys are all the way on the other side. But the one thing that we have common at this very point in our life is that we're all in a global crisis. Each and every one has had someone in their lives being touched with COVID and have understood what it is to be unemployed or to be retrenched or to be laid off or to have their salaries cut. And I think based on that, our economical situation has taught me over my last 20 years of experience is that we all need to plan for tomorrow. We need to make sure that we have a financial plan. We have someone that we can build our relationships with, someone that we can trust with our financial well being. And I think financial wellness is very important to me. So if you look at my title, I'm a director at Legacy Employee Benefits, which is a financial services company here in South Africa that's global as well. And I have Azzuri Capital Coaching. And the coaching comes in from me having had walked my own path of not being able to work, having sustained injury that put me in a situation that made me reflect, do I actually have a financial plan for myself during those dark days? Which I did. Thankfully, that I actually took my own advice, that I had that financial plan. And based on that financial plan, Azzuri Capital Coaching was born. And the birth of it was purely based on where people don't necessarily want to take a plan. They first want to educate themselves in terms of financial literacy. Am I literate enough to be able to open up a bank account? I'm a small business. I'm running from my little home, a little room from my house. How am I supposed to know what an asset is and what a liability is? What comes in my books and what goes out of my books? And I think people have that fear of the unknown. And that is the reason why Zuri Capital was born. It was born specifically to assist individuals, couples included, that have financial issues, financial fears, financial taboos. There were certain things in certain cultures and religion that was just not talked about. And I think that's where Azuri Capital comes in, where I coach individuals and partners to find their financial freedom so that when they commit to a financial plan, they're actually fully committed because they know that they've walked the journey and what they've been doing wrong. They've now learned, or I've given them tools. And in general, those people don't have to even take up the plan immediately. It is something that we walk you through, and I think that's vitally important.
Hmm. Well, you have done a lot in 20 years. Amazing. Tell me about, I know we all talk about all the great success and accomplishments of our guests, but you mentioned that you have gone through some pain. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, I was leaving it for then, but I'm pretty sure not everybody's going to attend. Um,
No,
so,
no, we
like,
just giving them tips why they need
I'm
to
going to
come
give you
to see you
tips.
in London.
I'm going to give you tips. So, the tips is you could have the best life outlined for yourself, and something could happen all of a sudden, something like a freak accident that could change your
Mm.
life and that could change your path. You could end up with an illness that could just change your life and change your home situation or your financial situation. And I think based on that change, it makes you reevaluate what is important to me, what is priority to me, and can I actually sit back? If you're an entrepreneur, can I sit back and take time out to heal? And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I personally have learned is the lesson of healing, because you can
Mm.
only give from a full cup. You can't give from an empty cup. And as a business owner, as a person that's self employed, as an entrepreneur, been in this industry for so long, that is one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn for myself. And and I think as an individual, you got to put on two different caps because you run a business plus you're a homemaker. I'm a mom,
Mm.
I'm a wife, I have a family. So, but there's also certain responsibilities that come with being a home caregiver, and there's certain responsibilities as a businesswoman that one needs to understand. And the priority, I think, in general for women, and this is a woman platform, is that women tend to forget themselves when it comes to their finances. We so
Absolutely.
much want to give our kids the best
Yes.
and our families our best that we forget about ourselves. And I think for me, your financial freedom or your financial future depends on how do you rate your own success and your own personal finance. And I think that's vitally important.
I think that's the reason we started the 100 Successful Women Network was because of women like you that are, have two lives, basically. You can't make it any simpler than that. And a lot of homes, in some homes, they are the only person in the home that has to take care of the parents and the children. Some homes you have nobody except a woman that's doing everything. And the ones where there are the two parents, there's still a woman carries probably 50% more responsibility in many cases of running the home, which is also a business and an enterprise that has to be managed like a company. Because if you're not organized, if you don't have goals, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a schedule for your children, your home is going to be a mess. So you're having that mentality of a CEO in every area of your life is crucial for women because they're double burdened, I think. And I'm a fan of the incredible women out there. Maria is always saying, be a CEO in everything in your life, whether you're 1,000 employee CEO or you're a home based business CEO, you have to have the same mentality. You cannot differentiate, doesn't matter the size, the income, the revenue. You have to have what you're saying, the same foundation to work from.
Exactly. And I think as women, we tend to try our best to be better than the other. And, either you are a very good businesswoman and you lack being a home, caregiver, or you excel at being, the home caregiver and you lack your business then suffers. And I think we need to find a balance. And it's not impossible for women to actually do that. I've successfully done it. And I know my priorities. I mean, I've brought up my two beautiful children, educated them. My husband have done it, but also, in all fairness, you'd need to have a good support structure. Single moms also need a support structure. You've got,
Sure.
women that had husbands. And if you look at COVID, it's taught us a few things, that many of these women became widows when they didn't expect it. And they
Mm,
then in turn became the main breadwinners. So we're looking at
exactly.
two dynamics, that our lives have changed in the last 2.5 to 3 years. And that has been is that where the woman was always a part caregiver and a part, working mum. And now all of a sudden, she's now had to wear the cap of being the main breadwinner and having to hold that entire household together suddenly. And I think that's also something that the narrative has to change. What sort of tools can we assist these women with? How can we build their confidence, their financial confidence, their independence, so that they also plan for tomorrow? They don't only take care of their children, but they also take care of themselves.
Yes. And even at this point in time in society, I still see a lot of women that were, I would say, almost 100% dependent on the man. So they didn't have to worry about anything to do with the finances or taking care of the car or the house or even obviously bringing in the money. And when that man is gone because of COVID or whatever else, women are literally lost completely and they don't know where to turn to get their lives on track without the spouse that has been the provider. And usually the provider at that stage, it still happens today. It's not 20 years ago. There's still ladies
No,
out there. They're very brilliant and they have to quickly spin on a dime and find a way to restructure their lives. So your tools, your information, your coaching is crucial to any woman, whether you're working, whether you're retired, because at any moment you're going to have to be the main person in that household.
absolutely. So, and also we've got different generation of women. So if
Yes.
you look at it, you've got a stay-at-home mom, a new mom, and we call them millennials, because they've also got that instant gratification of Googling and thinking they could get everything at their fingertips, and then they realize that they need the human interaction, like people
Yes.
like ourselves. And then
Yes.
you've got, the career woman come half stay at home, the in-betweener in her late 40s, maybe had her kids a lot later in life. And then you've got the semi-retired or retired woman whose husband was about to retire and had fallen in, passed away. She doesn't know anything about the finances. And all of a sudden, she's got a plan for this retirement that she had no idea what was supposed to be, because he was supposed to retire. He was supposed
Exactly.
to bring the pension fund home. And she was supposed to just live the same life. And now life all of a sudden's changed. Now she's got to understand, does she have good medical cover? Now she's got to pay for the insurance for the home.
Yes.
Is the bond covered? And those kind of things that she never had to have the responsibility to do. And I think we also need to be conscious of that. That gap has increased because of the amount of debts that we've had over the last 2.5 years. And that generation of women also lack the knowledge of how do I then maintain my retirement planning, because the life expectancy has now moved a lot more longer. We're going to live a lot more longer. And are we planned for it?
So yeah, it's a overnight we're in a whole different world. Overnight,
Overnight,
nothing's the
absolutely.
same. Nothing is
Nothing's
the same.
and I think it's
Before,
planning. It's planning at the
yeah,
end of the day. It's
bingo.
planning. It's having the
Mm.
uncomfortable conversation. And one other thing that I can point out is estate planning. We've also picked up a trend that people have passed on without wills. People have not left wills.
Oh, it's huge. That's a
So
huge problem. Huge,
a huge problem. So
huge.
in your financial planning, in you wanting to save for tomorrow, in you building a future for yourself, also make sure that you have your whole we call it, there's a terminology that we use in South Africa, it's have your house in order.
Yeah,
you
no,
know have a little,
that's a common term here too. Have your house in order.
have your house in order. It doesn't matter where you
Yeah,
live in the world, have your house in
no,
order. Make sure you have all of those, a little tick box, like a little checklist, a little file that's put away, that your family or your loved one knows, if should something happen to you, you now are able to access this, and we could assist you in making sure that everything's been taken care of. I mean, that's my business. But on the other side, just to give you that's the coaching arm of it. But from the financial services, I also offer international global investing. So be it whether you're a South African citizen or outside of South Africa, we also offer international platforms for individuals to grow their wealth, to grow what they've so safely tried to keep. Today the banks are not the best places to be, so we also offer you good investment options that can build on your financial portfolio, so you have a plan, so you have something to look forward to in your old age, or in terms of you wanting to travel the world, so you start building that cash flow for yourself and not sit in debt. That's the other thing that we teach you, is not to sit in debt.
yeah, that's the problem with a lot of people not doing the things, some of the things that you say, investing, getting the advice, writing a will. A big challenge for people is they don't know who to trust. That is what I see all the time. One of the main reasons why people don't move forward with some of these important things to plan and organize and secure is they are very hesitant on talking to people they don't know, because they don't know who to trust. So that's why this platform that we built is for people to know you as a person and say, I like this lady. She's a family lady. She understands the needs of other women. So you are an ideal person for our platform. And that's why it's so exciting to have you today. But more exciting is to have you in our annual Women Conference in London, England. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to
Tremendous.
presenting. So, anyone that is
Yes.
going to be in the UK, please do join us. Come and listen to what I have to say. I think my presentation is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very global, so that we touch on a
Beautiful.
variety of things, some of the things that we've already touched on. But I think,
Yes.
it's going to be very much personal touch. The presentation is going to be on giving you tools in trying to set up certain things, in helping you to analyze, where are you in your current financial situation, where would you
I
like
think
to
it
be,
like a
and
checklist.
like a checklist.
Ron, do you have her flyer for the London? Could you put that up? Because this, oh my goodness, that is incredible. What a beautiful flyer. It looks like
Thank
you.
you. Looks like me. I hope so.
Looks like you. So you're gonna see this beautiful flyer on our website, and this is only the beginning of understanding all of the amazing tools that you have for ladies, but also for men. There's a lot of things that you teach that for everybody, and being on a global uh, perspective is what we need now, because you can reach people anywhere on the planet. They have the same needs and challenges that you're addressing. You're not only helping them to think of where they are, but you're then giving them a roadmap of how to restructure their lives and plan for the future and secure it. I mean, you are the full package. I don't know if your husband tells you that, You're definitely the full package.
Thank you. I'll go remind him.
I'll give you a letter of recommendation.
Thank you. But
So you're
I
going.
just wanna, yeah, I just wanna say something. When you said I'm a family person, so our audience and our men and women out there, that are family orientated, that have kids and in different circumstances, different ages. So one of the things that I pride myself on is that I've also taught my children to make sure that they are financially independent. And I think that's also an important tool, as a mom or as a mother, as a parent. Doesn't matter whether you're a dad or a mom. As a parent, you need to teach your children, good financial habits. So that's also a topic that I would love to touch on, so that as moms, we've made certain mistakes in our lives. We've done certain things, whether it's a cultural thing, whether we just didn't know any better. Education is key in all different spheres of life. But if you didn't know, you didn't know. But now that you know, you need to teach it to your children. You need to make sure that they don't
Yes.
make the same mistakes that you made, and that you give them the tools for their generation. So that's also key, because whatever worked for you previously is not going to work for them, because they have a
No.
different thinking. So that's also very, very important. A lot of people, assume that because you in the financial practice and you've been around for so long, so your thinking pattern is, the old generation. I try to be very much in the forefront, and to make sure that the younger generation also understand that I understand them. So even the woman that will be coming to the event, you're going to have different age groups of women. So we also need to understand their style of investing and what their needs are in their generation. So I think that's also very important to take heed of.
Yes, it's huge. This event in August in London is bringing together women right now from over 30 countries that are participating with powerful information, but also women that are coming to be inspired and empowered by ladies that have the experience and the tools to help them. So it's a perfect mentor uh, in being mentored. This is a unique opportunity. And if you're not coming to London, you're going to miss a huge life changing event. And where else are you going to meet this incredible, very successful, but also very knowledgeable lady that is only committed to your well being? And that's really the place that you're coming from is, I think, helping people build a legacy, because that's what we need to do now is build legacies, because we just worry about ourselves. You leave and there's nothing left. So you need to rethink what impact you're having on society. And you have a great lesson. And another thing that we'll talk offline is two things I want to give you. I want to for you to have a little giveaway for people to come and see you at the conference, maybe some tips or a little ebook. So you tell
Okay.
me later what it is, and we're going to promote that, because people need to live with something in their hand, saying, "Wow, this can change my life." And you can do that because just in the short time you've given us so much information and tips. The other thing is that we're looking to reactivate our global children academy that is going to include topics like financial literacy. And you would be a great person to help us build that curriculum for children around the globe at our academy. So, just giving you some ways that we're going to continue to work together for years to come, touching lives from very young age all the way to people that are retiring and that still don't know what they're going to do when they retire. So, you have everything that we need in this time in history to help people pass another thing in the future, whatever it is, much better prepared.
Oh, thank you. That's special, because that touches my heart. Because, when you do what you're doing, you never ever have to work a day in your life. And I love what I do. I wake up every day and I'm very, very passionate about my people. I'm very passionate about knowledge. And I think you touched it right on. And I think as our youngsters, if we give them the right lessons, if we teach them, if we
Yes.
make them literal, from a global perspective, we
Oh,
will we will
love it.
eradicate so many things, so many bad things based on just financial knowledge alone.
Yes. And so we're going to do great things in the future. We work with universities. We're building our academy. So we will definitely going to be reaching out to you to help us put together the curriculum for financial literacy for young people all the way to teenagers. And you're going to change lives. You are,
Oh,
undoubtedly.
thank you.
So I
Thank
thank
you.
you
I
for
feel
your
truly
time. This
blessed.
is, we could go on for hours because there's so much more I want to ask you and tell you. But if you want to know more, you need to come to London in August. So this is the best opportunity to meet the most amazing people in the world and have them touch your life in one activity. But meet them in person, that's a whole different thing. You actually get to hug her, shake her hand, and build a relationship with her for years to come because she's going to change your life. She is. I'm ready. So we appreciate your time. I know everybody's busy, but this is a wonderful way to get to know you and get the people, that our audience, to know you around the globe. So we thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the success stories. And I am so looking forward. Please, anyone that's out there that's listening, please do join us in London. We look forward to meeting you and let's make more success stories together.
Love it. What a great close. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. God
See
bless.
you in
Bye.
London. Bye bye. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.